everybody. Welcome to the Regroup again. Today, I'm pleased to be joined with Mariam, our Managing Director for Wavemaker in Cairo, Egypt. Welcome.
Hi, CJ. Very nice to be on the Regroup.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in Egypt and how things are there. I mean, obviously, looks like you're working from home. I did the ones in Asia, they were in the offices, but looks like maybe not so with you.
No, actually, I'm doing this recording from the office. Actually, things are hopefully going back to normal in Egypt or specifically in Cairo. All restaurants, cafes, and work is going back to normal. So we're back at the office, not 100% full capacity. However, we're like 30%. It seems the numbers are decreasing in terms of the corona, the pandemic. And people are starting to go back to their usual routine. This is the summer period where actually everybody is traveling to have their summer vacation. So Cairo is not as crowded as it is. So it looks good, positive, hopefully. And we hope it will continue like this.
That's interesting. And tell me a little bit about, I'm embarrassed to say I've never been to Egypt, never been to Cairo. And I'm curious, we see it mostly in movies out here in America. So tell me a little bit about what it's like there and what the working environment's like and anything you want to share about the culture.
Yes, you're missing a lot to start with because, Cairo is a very busy city. So it's basically like New York or like London. It's very busy. It's very crowded as well. Weather is like amazing all year round. So during summer period, during winter, it's always nice. We have great food in Egypt. All types of food you will find. Next time you will come to Egypt, I'll invite you to this amazing koshari place. Koshari is like one of the most famous traditional dishes in Egypt. It has a lot of carbs, however, it's very tasty. So it's rice and it's pasta, lentils with a lot of tomato sauce. And usually it's very spicy, so it depends on how you like it.
And tell me a little bit
What else?
about like the working there with Wavemaker. I mean, what kind of clients do you serve? What do you feel is different relative to your market versus what you maybe see across Europe or other markets around the world?
Well, actually, in Wavemaker Cairo, we have different types of clients. I mean, from global to local, like FMCGs. We have mobile networks like Huawei. We have Realme, like it's part of Oppo. So we have like a variety of local and global clients. They are more into the offline media, which is actually has changed drastically during the last maybe 10 or 9 years after the revolution that happened during 2011. It actually things are becoming really fast, changing really fast in Egypt because of what happened. So people are starting to be more, they are changing their habits. They are looking at media in a completely different perspective. They are moving really fast towards the online media and digital. And this is where actually the market itself got really developed during this very short period of time. So there were a lot of learnings in the markets. There were a lot of talents that actually got explored in this field that actually took the market ahead, many years ahead, where we actually reach now in 2020, where the scene is completely different in terms of internet penetration, how people perceive digital, how clients are receptive to leave out all the traditional media to actually go and explore opportunities on non-traditional media.
Yeah, I mean the growth in e-commerce and digital and experiences and content entertainment. I think Mark Reed might have been the one who said it, but it was 10 years of innovation packed into 6 months. It's an exciting time. And I think, we see behavior starting to change from our clients, from the consumers, and then of course we have to look at media mix different ways. I understand you're teaching a class at the local
Yeah.
university.
Yes.
What are you teaching?
I'm teaching, the course is called Advertising Management. So basically it's media. I'm teaching for graduating seniors. The curriculum usually in mass comm departments in universities in Egypt, private ones and government ones, are more focused on advertising versus media. However, because of this change in the market, there was a need to actually recruit professionals. So this is where I actually joined in order to teach students the basics of media, how do they see a career in media when they graduate. And I found this as a good opportunity for me as an MD of a company to be able to see the talents that are actually in the market, that are actually how they are interpreting things, because talents are very scarce in Egypt. Although there are a lot, but it's scarce to look for the good talent. So it's a mutual benefit, and it actually satisfied something that I like teaching people. Even as a manager, I'm more of a teaching type, so I like to teach my team stuff. So it's a very rewarding experience, to be honest.
Two questions for you. One, I guess, what do you look for in the students that you're teaching that you think they would be good at Wavemaker or within Group M? What's the number one standout quality you look for? And then two, you like to teach. What advice would you give me running Group M?
That's a tough one. Well, what I'm looking for is dedication and responsibility, because being able to commit to a very tough and pressuring industry like the media is really hard nowadays, because media is a very rewarding career. However, it's a tough one. It is one of the fast changing industry that I've ever seen. These are among other traits, but these for me are the most important ones: dedication, commitment, responsibility, to be able to handle this really heavy load.
So Miriam, my second question was, what advice do you have for me? I'm still relatively new to the job and running Group M. So what do you think?
Running this big conglomerate and a big multinational, the biggest in the world, maybe in terms of communication, this is tough because you're dealing with different types of people, different cultures and different countries, and a lot of barriers. Usually people are not very flexible following rules and regulations of big conglomerates. So I think there is a big challenge for you as the head of this big multinational is to change it, or to try to show agility, to know about the local markets and their culture, and to try to have the flexibility of accommodating to different people in order to be able to achieve the greater goal of the company.
Now doing this during the shelter-in-place orders is very different. You don't get to get out and meet the people in the markets as much as you'd like. Certainly, once the travel bans lift and what have you, I would love to be able to get out and do it. I grew up, my dad was in the military actually, and so we traveled all over the place. I think I've said it before, but I was born in Guam, and we lived in New Hampshire and England and Alaska. It's a big part of me, and as much as I can get to know local markets and local people, I think it'll make me more effective at the job and balance the tension between global direction and standardization and local flexibility and the needs of clients and our employees in each one of those places. I asked you sort of what you look for in people when you're hiring, and for me, one of the first things I talk to people about is trying to make advertising better. And does that person have a vision for what that is? And then do they feel optimistic about that? And do they have the passion for it? And I think you surround yourself with those kind of people that really believe we can make this medium better, and they're enthusiastic about it, and they assume positive intent from those around them and the industry at large.
Yeah.
That builds an excitement and passion for the group that, for me, it's really important. And it's one of the first things I look for. And I think what you're talking about makes a lot of sense. It's the same way. You look at this, and obviously there's tragedy, and it's been really hard for a lot of people, and many people have been impacted personally and with family members. But generally, it's also brought the world together and realized that things like viruses aren't necessarily discriminatory, and we are all in this together, and it brings common language together. And I think we'll get through it, and I think we'll be out the other side, and I'm hopeful for a vaccine, and that we're back and all together again soon, and I can come visit you in Cairo and try that tasty dish you're talking about. And
yes, I promise I'll invite you to dinner.
I promise
I'll cook myself because I love cooking as well. So
well, I love eating, so that's good. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining us on the Regroup, and I hope to see you soon.
Same here. Thank you so much. I love the initiative, and good luck with the other interviews. And I'm very, very much pleased to have talked to you and met you, or met you.
Thanks, Miriam. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.